Sir Philip Sidney had a fairly typical aristocratic life as well. He was, I believe, educated at Cambridge. He was an aristocrat, raised in some wealth, went on to be a royal courtier and I think ambassador as well. No, wait, educated at Oxford, not Cambridge. Huge difference there. Wrote some very interesting poems, very interesting literary theory. A very famous essay called In Defense of Poesy. But he was also, he is also credited with some significant development in the sonnet form. Leave me, O love, with reachest but to dust, and thou, my maid, aspire to higher things. Grow rich in that which never taketh rust, whatever fades but fading pleasure brings. Draw in thy beams and humble all thy might to that sweet yoke where lasting freedoms be, which breaks the clouds and opens forth the light that doth shine, or that doth both shine and give us sight to see. O take fast hold, let that light be thy guide in this small course which birth draws out to death, and think how evil becometh him to slide who seeketh heaven and comes of heavenly breath. Then farewell world, thy uttermost I see, external love maintain their life in me. Leave me, O love. Again, love is a torture. Love is a pain. Love is something he is the victim of, that he has to beg for mercy. Love with reachest but to dust. Dust is death. Love is death. And now my mind aspired to higher things. Again, that division, that sense of I have loved, I'm renouncing it, and now I will turn my mind, the seat of reason, to higher things, to more considered things of God. But still, he's writing this and asking, he's making a request. He's pleading with love to leave him alone. And if love refuses, is he really going to be able to turn his mind to higher things? The implication would be, not so much. Question?
I noticed the difference in the sonnet style. I'm sure you're going to touch on it, but it goes from like the AAB, AABB to ABAB or AAB.
Yeah, they are. They're innovating. They are playing around. You have some of that in the Petrarchan tradition as well, but as you are adapting it into an entirely new language, you get more creative again. You can start to revise more. You have the same dust things rust brings, quatrain 4 might be like C, another quatrain of 4, and then guide, death, slide, breath, another 4, and then this down on the bottom, 2 lines. So instead of the Petrarchan model of 8 lines, 2 quatrains, and then a sestet. The octet is the first 8 lines, the sestet is the final 6, where it is divided into 2 groups of 3, 2 stanzas of 3 lines each, 6. Here you get 3 quatrains and a couplet, a neat little singular rhyme at the end that just puts a bow on it. So that same model where the octet sort of sets up a problem and then the sestet essentially resolves it, here you get development, resolution down at the end, which is a little bit more dramatic, quite frankly. You're developing it and developing it and developing it, and it's building and it's building and it's building, and then at the end, a neat little quip at the end. Something sharp and catchy like a two-line couplet that just sounds like a perfect ending, a solution, if you will. Almost too neat to be human. But it resolves the emotion in an intellectual way. Then farewell world, thy uttermost I see, eternal love, maintain thy life in me, thy life in me. Eternal love is God, is the divine realm. Maintain thy life in me. Again, a little ego there. God, come on. You get inside me. I'll walk around. You'll be in me. Don't you worry. I'll take care of it. But that ambition to invoke God and divinity as an aid to resisting love, to resisting the power of love, the overwhelming victimhood that comes from being in love. And you can also see love is often characterized by, Cupid, Aphrodite, all of these Roman pagan figures that are posited up here in the beginning, and then in the end, at the all too perfect, if not perfectly succinct summation, is resolved in eternal love, which has a more Christian ring to it. So the problem of pagan love finds resolution in Christian love. But in that short little couplet, which sounds so simple, oh, well, God will come in and fix it. God will invest himself in me and make me strong enough to resist all the other stuff. And I'll be perfect then. Does it sound a little too easy? A little pat? That's the thing with those catchy, bouncy little couplets at the end. They might seem like, oh, well, now everything's good. But after you spend 12 long lines dwelling on the depth of your suffering, and then you just slap an answer on the end and say, well, God will make it all better. Is that something that you can really trust? Is that something that feels sincere? Or does it just make you wonder?